Eric, we're live on YouTube once again. It's good to
Yippee!
I was going to ask you today about something kind of outside the area of your book a little bit. I know that when we're doing research for our projects, inevitably, because we love research, we come up against something, we end up kind of down a little side alley. It's fascinating, it's amazing, and it doesn't belong in the current book or the current project. And I know this happened to me several times when I was writing Everything Moves. So I was going to ask you about one of your side alleys, which is that you did some really interesting research into the human eye. And I thought maybe you could just talk for a couple minutes about it.
Well, I'd be happy to. And I just want to not deceive anybody. This is not something I decided to pursue in this book, because you can't pursue every wonderful thing you come across. But this is something so outstanding and so magnificent, and I think possibly will turn out to be sort of uncovering something that may have far more resonance in the future than anything I can put in this book. And that is the functioning of the human eye. And the fact of it is not what we understand, which is a lot, but what we absolutely cannot understand, which is even more than that. Now, this sounds really mysterious, doesn't it? Well, okay, let's take it one step at a time. Let's go at what is indisputed. The human eye simultaneously, and I do mean simultaneously, forms two images that are formed in two entirely different manners. And we understand each of the two manners, because one is the way a digital camera works, and the other is the way a television set works. Now, these have nothing in common with each other. But yet the retina of the eye has two arrays. One array is the array that a digital camera would have, 12 megapixels. The other is an array that a television set would have, 6 million megapixels broken down into 3 color schemes, the same as in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So these two images form. Now, there are people who, for one reason or another, only have rods which form the camera image. Other people only have cones working, which form a television image. So we know how each of these images individually look like, and they're not very good.
Okay.
Now, how come the eye can take two not very good images and form this one exquisite image that we see? How?
Interesting.
We couldn't do it with, I would challenge anybody to use any software that they could come up with, and they'll never come close to doing this.
So obviously this is a non-linear system we're talking about.
Forget about even non-linear. It's the only thing I can guess at, and I'm guessing, is we know that the retina is a layer and it has several other layers behind it that we cannot get at. Now, I think those are signal processing layer. So what we basically have in there is a three-dimensional information processing system. We don't have a faintest clue as to how any such thing could even be constructed. I don't have a clue, and I don't think anybody else has one, and I'm just speculating as to what it is, because I can't think of anything else. Now, I can't go there because I don't know what to do. So there's no point in talking about it.
But you have ideas. You have ideas.
I have ideas, I have suspicions, but
Yeah.
it's nothing that I can, publish at this point, other than my suspicions as to what it might be, and this has to be done in a completely different environment than what this book is trying to do, because I'm going in the eye because I need a case where there are two separate underlying processes going on simultaneously, and one of them requires that light be in the form of a particle, and the other requires that light be in the form of a vibration, an electromagnetic, and they have to be absolutely simultaneous.
Mhm.
It is a duality of simultaneity. That's the important part for the
A
book,
duality of
of
simultaneity.
simultaneity, because it has to be precisely. There's only one way that can be done.
Yeah.
The two things are created within the confines of the human eye, in the tiny space between the eyeball and the retina. And you're talking about microns of space, micrometers of space. But that is happening. That is what is important to this book, because it proves the contention that electromagnetism isn't an independent wave that's an alternative to light. It's something completely different. Now, I've achieved what I wanted to do for the light. I wasn't counting on discovering something that I can't understand, and no retinologists don't understand. Nobody understands, and I think it is in a level totally beyond our comprehension, and we're getting into terra incognita here. I have no
There's
idea
a
what it is.
there's a certain indeterminacy involved, and
There's this
established that there's an indeterminacy involved
absolutely.
because we've got two things that must be happening simultaneously in terms of signal arrival in the space, even though the speed at which the signals are being created is different. And then the two
Merge somehow.
complete or lousy
Yeah,
or lacking signals
yeah,
come together and synergistically create something is created with a much higher level of accuracy than one could expect.
yeah. But an order of magnitude more. So what the hell is going on behind the retina? Something is going on that we just can't comprehend, but it is going on, and the image that we see proves it. And
Yeah.
I'd leave it at that, because I can't go any further. I wake up at night sometimes thinking about it, but I can't go any further,
No further today.
or any other time.
But that's great because sometimes you crack open a window and then that
Yeah,
somebody else take off down that road that otherwise may not have been able to
right.
mixing my metaphors here.
Susan, go take your other call that you need to take. And
I will do
it was a
that.
pleasure. Enjoy your 3 weeks of thing. Are we going to have another session before we go?
I think we are. I'll check my calendar, but yeah, then I am going to take 3 weeks off and just
You got it.